new here, please like, share, and subscribe. And please comment something nice. Okay, so like y'all know, I'm sick. That hasn't changed. This is going to be titled, after I wipe my nose, this is going to be titled, God is closing down portals. Okay, so what is a portal and how is it distributed? How is it made? Yada yada yada. Y'all have a lot of questions. Okay, before we get to it, first, portal is access towards your soul, spirit, and the things that you cannot see that God has placed within you and also within the universe, because it's portals around the universe and it's portals around, the galaxy. Okay? What I mean by God is closing all access to portals. Okay, what I mean by this is God is making it known towards the devil that he has no more access in any of God's will. In any of God's will. Okay? And now I'm going to get to it. Okay? God is closing all access in portals this month by the end of February. He says that the devil has access towards your spiritual tunnels, which are draining you. I'm sorry. You, God's children, a lot of you have been brainwashed. A lot of you have been tormented, and a lot of you have been mind controlled or spiritually imbalanced. This is because the signals are off. They do not correspond with God's intentions with you. First, align your will with God's plans. Next, read the scripture and take notes of the assignment He wants you to focus on. Third, prepare yourself for the spiritual warfare before it happens. The next step is to rest and reset. The enemy is using spiritual tunnels to get us by using mind frequency and spiritual brainwash. I talked about this in the last video. That is the traffic control, the lights that you have, LED, all the signals, the mind, certain messages which dilates your movements. From example, red lights mean stops, green light mean go. This relates towards one another by using the memory to remember code languages. God is reprogramming the system that you have because He wants a stronger relationship with you and a better understanding of His scriptures and words. What the devil's mission is to seek and destroy you in all ways he can. So he opens spiritual portals to access your spiritual soul. And the first way is by feeding you negativity. The second way is by environmental control. Third way is by programming your senses. Fourth way is becoming a clone version of yourself. For all of God's children who feel tired, alone, and disappointed, you are seeking validation in the wrong places. You're seeking worth when the U.S. president likes to tax worth. Okay. You're seeking life when the U.S. takes life. You won't find peace in a system that was meant to destroy you. Okay? So, now, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory because that was just 3 minutes of the video, and I said a lot. So, the devil is trying to use all the ways of your portals, okay, in your body. So what is your portals, okay? Your eyes are portals, your nose are portals, your mouth is portals. All your senses are portals, and there are portals towards your soul. There's portals towards your body. So not mentally, but spiritually, physically, and mentally, okay? You have mentally is where your mind, okay, your mind controls all your movement, your thoughts, your memory, your visions, every single dream that you have. It controls the value, it controls access towards what? Towards your body, okay, and also towards access towards your heart. Okay, now how does these portals connect to your heart? Because they're all connected towards one another. Okay, so whatever you feel, necessarily you feel it because of the senses, which is your portals, the senses, the 5 senses you have, and that are going to be connected towards one another. And that's how you feel things. You feel different things. Like if you feel anxiety, if you feel depression, if you feel whatever you feel, like if you feel happy, sad, joyful, playful, whatever you feel, it all connects towards one another. But first it comes from your senses. Your senses on your face, okay? 5 senses on your face. So that's how I'm gonna explain. 5 senses on your face. Okay? And that's how they connect, okay? Okay, so he is closing every portal that the devil and the enemy is trying to open. So the enemy is trying to use things against the people that are spiritual gifted, that are talented, that are gifted, that are God's children, that that are anointed. You know, he's trying to come up after us. Like I said, this is a spiritual war, a physical war also, you know, and he is trying to use this because of the fact that he knows that we can see through the plans of the wicked schemes and devices that this enemy is using, and we talk against it, we shout against it, we have armies against it, we bring up a nation against it, and all of this to say that the government, the people that's working in that courtroom, the people that's working for this system, the people that is all organized with this U.S. president and this U.S. government and all these different people that works in this organization and this system, they're trying to shut us down. They're trying to get us to not rememberize where we came from, not rememberize what we're doing, not remember our assignment, our mission, throw off our discernment, throw off our ways of intellectual ways of speaking with one another. So they're trying to throw this off because they know the less that we know or the less that we can do is the less power we have. But as always, if you're appointed by God, if you're chosen, selected by God, which is only a few, you are going to be okay. It is nothing to worry, get frustrated, get worried about, because it is God's time. It is God's placement. It is God's hand that is removing this situation. And he's going to part the waves just like he parted the sea. He's going to do this for us, but all you have to do is have faith and trust his plan and trust his guidance. Okay. what do what do I mean by okay, let me go to the topic. What do I mean when I say he is trying to use or he is trying to gather information on us so we can have, what is it called, less benefits that come to us? So we can have less benefits that come to us. See, when he distracts us, when he takes us out of our firm hold, out of our root hold, all of, the Christians and the Muslims, we all family here. You know what I'm saying? You can. That's why I say comment nicely, be nice, be kind, be gentle. But we're all family here. Okay, and you can tell your testimonies too. You can tell your stories, anything that you have, anything that you notice or experience or want to say, because yes, I'm here to support you. Okay, but like I was saying, the devil is trying to control us by brainwash. There's music, brainwash. Television, brainwash. Entertainment, brainwash. Fruits, food, brainwash. So it's best. That's why a lot of that's why a lot of his children are fasting. I'm sorry. That's why a lot of his children are fasting, because of the fact that they know that it's poison in the food. They know that it's meat, human meat, that we're eating. So when I say this because they're trying to get us to die, okay? They're trying to get us to take us out of here, okay? Technically. And this is why the attacks that you've been feeling, if you have been feeling attacks, okay? Because some of y'all, I don't know if I have started yet, but if you have been feeling attacks, it's root coded from the devil, okay? It's root coded from the society and the system that we live in, because they want you out there to protest, okay, to riot, to gamble, to do all these different things. They want you to live a worldly life, because this is the life that when we were taken, as our ancestors were taken thousands of years ago, when I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, when our ancestors were taken years ago, right? And they were upholded or withholded with a new civilization, a new society, a new nation. And that nation is America. So we build America off of our backs. We build America off of the things that we could have been building ourselves. And we have been so long building America. We have been so long trying to contribute and trying to people please for these U.S. presidents and these judicial systems. And we have been trying to do the most for these systems. And God is saying, let that go. Because the system is dying anyway. It's going to crash, it's going to burn out. So let it go. But the thing is with this, a lot of you guys think that if I let it go, then that's homelessness for me. If I let it go, then that is even more problems for me. Okay, and this is what I'm just picking up. If I let it go, then things will happen that I'm not ready for, I'm not prepared for, right? And that's why God is in control. God's plans always succeed. Doesn't matter how or what or why, just do the plan. If He says let it go, just let it go. If He says don't contribute towards this protest, don't contribute towards these protesters, don't contribute towards the things that everybody else does because you are different and because you know more knowledge than the people that are doing the riots and that are colluding and that are, crashing out online, crashing out inline, crashing out outward, crashing out inward. You know what I'm saying? So you know better than that. He has taught you better. For some of you, you guys know better. Stay root holded in faith. Stay firm in faith. Okay. And I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to cough so bad. But I'm trying not to cough so bad. So if you know these things is happening and is taking place, don't be fearful, don't be worried, because God is going to protect his people that listen and that obey him. Okay? He doesn't want the believers to be like, oh yeah, I believe in him, and then, that's it. He wants you to actually take root hold in your life. He wants to be a part of your life. He wants to be a part of his new building and his new system that he's making. And of course, he's a part of it because he's making it. So, so I'm saying this to say that all of these systems, all of these federal systems are going to crash down. They're going to probably burn up. Okay. And this is the reason, because they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing to shut us down mentally, physically, and spiritually. See, mentally, we're shut down because we have all these entertainment purposes, all of these frequencies that control our brain waves and that control us in general. So,